It's time to get your tinfoil hat on, folks, because something isn't adding up regarding the recent terror attacks. A Cybertruck loaded with explosives went off in front of the Trump Hotel, and another truck barreled down Bourbon Street in New Orleans. The suspects of both attacks, Shamsa Din Jabbar and Matthew Livelsberger, had served at Fort Bragg, one of the largest military bases in the world. Initially, Occam's razor led me to think that terror groups have been converting veterans. This seemed highly likely, and maybe is, especially since Jabbar appeared to be ideologically captured by ISIS. However, yesterday things got really weird. It was found that the man behind the Cybertruck explosion, Matthew Livelsberger, an active-duty U.S. Special Forces member, sent an email prior to the attack to Sean Ryan, a veteran and ex-CIA operative turned popular podcaster. In this email, Livelsberger claimed that the drones over New Jersey are Chinese Gravitech propulsion systems. The FBI confirmed that they have strong evidence the email received by Sean Ryan was indeed sent by Livelsberger. Taken at face value, it would seem as though the Cybertruck explosion was an attempt to get a message out about revolutionary military technology that only America and China have access to. However, if the last 5 years have taught us one lesson, it's to never take things at face value. This is where the tinfoil hat comes into play. Fort Bragg is well documented as a hub for CIA activities. For instance, Fort Bragg is home to the U.S. Army JFK Special Warfare Center and School, where Green Berets, like Livelsberger, often collaborate with the CIA in covert operations, particularly in unconventional warfare. Even Time magazine points out that, quote, CIA recruiters regularly prowl clubs like those at Fort Bragg, looking for Green Berets interested in even more unconventional work. Even wilder is how Fort Bragg houses the U.S. Army Psychological Operations Command, which is essentially the home base for CIA propaganda and informational warfare efforts. This leads us into MK-Ultra, which is the CIA's literal brainwashing program that goes as far back as the 1950s and has a history of operating out of Fort Bragg. Notable individuals who have been linked to MK-Ultra in the past include Charles Manson, the cult leader whose followers carried out murderous rampages, and Theodore Kaczynski, better known as the Unabomber. The Fort Bragg situation gets even weirder when you consider Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber who took out a federal building and nearly 200 lives in the process. McVeigh tried to enter the Green Beret program at Fort Bragg, but dropped out after being unable to meet physical requirements, or so the official narrative goes. However, according to a letter McVeigh wrote to his sister, he claimed that during his time at Fort Bragg, he and 9 others were recruited into a secret black ops team that smuggled drugs into the United States to fund covert activities. Admittedly, there are not enough details to make any definitive claims about the nature of these attacks or that they are all linked. But with that said, I can't be the only one left scratching my head after realizing that we've got an active duty special ops soldier stationed at a military base that works very closely with the CIA, including on programs that have had a history of turning intelligent individuals into murderous psychopaths that like to use explosives to send a political message. Now again, this is speculation, which isn't a space I typically like to enter. Although, when you consider that a Cybertruck was used in an attack at a Trump hotel, it's hard not to wonder if this is a message to the incoming administration. After all, American intelligence agencies have had a long history of sending loud and clear messages to presidents who seek to undermine their power.